And welcome back to the World of Fandom Fight. I am your host, the King, Kaleb Koho, and we are back with another singles debut match. You've seen both these guys already. Both in Fandom teams. One is one half of Midsommar Nightmare, the other is half of Necronomicon, and both are 100% legit. And we're going to see what they bring to the singles division here tonight. Mark, Aiden, Camire, the Maniac, taking on Antonio Chavez. This is going to be a great match. We'll go ahead and hear what these two have to say right now in promos.
How's it going, man? Good to see you again, Mark. Excited to finally get some good competition. I played you before. Hope I can make a good impression. I just really want to get my streak started. Been having a few bad outings lately, but I know you're a good competitor, so if I pull this off, I know I'm on the start of something good. So get this going.
So finally, they allow me to come to the Fandom singles division. This is where I belong, obviously. If you've seen my work, you know this is the place where I thrive. And Antonio is my first opponent. Antonio, yes, we have met before in various other realms, it's true. And you are a good competitor. I look forward to making you my first stop in my journey to the top. That's no disrespect. That's just the way things are. And the way things are, that me, while representing the Necronomicon, we are here to dominate all realms, and that is what I plan to do tonight.
All right, nice promos. We're going to get them in here and get right into the match with round number one. It works like this. You're each going to get 10 questions worth 1 point apiece from 10 different areas within the realm of Fandom Fight. Should you get all 10 questions correct, you'll be issued a bonus question. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match and a challenge rule. Any questions as we get into round number one?
Nope.
All good.
All right, then your first question comes in the category of the Wizarding World. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, what member of the Order dies in the Flight of the Seven Harrys? This is an okay one. I think a lot of these are fine. A couple of these are really good. Tim's going to hate me for that, but who knows? Who cares? 5.
You're not wrong.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we'll start with Antonio.
Mad-Eye Moody.
That is correct. And Mark?
Mad-Eye Moody.
That is correct. Both on the board as we get to your second question, which is in the category of Middle-earth. In The Two Towers, the film opens with Frodo having a nightmare about what? It's a category I could care less if it existed or not.
How dare you?
Look, I barely got through Fellowship. I can't dedicate 12 hours to the other two. It's too much walking. 5, 4.
They get to where they're going eventually.
2, 1. Spoiler alert. Pens down. We're going to start with Mark.
Well, I didn't know how specific, but I mean Gandalf's fall.
That is correct. And Antonio?
I forgot. I said everyone dying.
That is incorrect. Any sort of specification of Gandalf, the Balrog, fight, die, some combination of those words, I would have accepted. All right. Your third question comes in the category of Studio Ghibli. In what Ghibli film will you find a protagonist named May who befriends a giant cuddly creature in the forest? I would say I'm a large cuddly creature in the forest. You can find me sometimes. Maybe. I don't have a Tim or a Robert to play off of, guys. I'm dying up here, as the Jim Carrey produced show is called. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Antonio.
Spirited Away?
As incorrect, we'll go to Mark.
Yeah, I knew it was wrong. Spirited Away.
Also correct. Looking for My Neighbor Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro. No perfect rounds here today as we get into your fourth question, which is in the category of Fandom Oscars. What was the last Fandom film to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor? Love these questions. Just my favorites. Last thing in this. First to do this. Last to do this. This does this. Name a category. It's basically how it works. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Mark.
The Dark Knight?
That is correct. And Antonio?
I misunderstood the question. I put Heath Ledger.
That is the person who won, but I needed the film. All right. Your fifth question is in the category of Fast and Furious, halfway through the round. Who directed Too Fast, Too Furious? Afraid of saying anything about this question. I don't want to give any hints as to names of people. Go any way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. You will start with Antonio.
I said John Woo. Why not?
It's incorrect. Right first name, wrong last name. Mark.
I've literally seen 5 minutes total of the series. Justin Lin.
That would be a good guess. Looking for John Singleton.
All right.
Nominated John Singleton.
That's right.
All right. Your sixth question comes to the category of the Worlds of DC, formerly the DCEU. In the post-credit scene of Shazam, what other DC superhero do Billy and Freddy make fun of? Go one way, go another. It's a roller coaster. Also, for Kane's sake, Shazam! 5, 4.
Oh, nothing happened.
2, 1. Kane, make something happen. You don't edit these anymore. Pens down. We'll go to Mark.
They make fun of Aquaman.
That is correct. And Antonio.
Aquaman.
That is correct. All right. 4-2 as we get into your seventh question, which is in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides? This is the absolute worst of the series, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Worse than the one after?
Yes. At least the one after feels like a Pirates movie.
Well, you're right. This one made me not want to watch that one, so.
Yeah, and I mean, the fifth one's fine. I mean, Campier got me hyped. He said it was the best one since the first one, and I went and I'm like, this is the fourth best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. You will go to Antonio.
James Newton Howard.
As incorrect, we'll go to Mark.
No.
Hans Zimmer.
That is correct for a point. Hans Zimmer is correct as we get into your eighth question in the category of DreamWorks animation. In Shrek 2, what type of breakfast does Donkey say he's going to make in the morning at Shrek and Fiona's swamp? So hard to be quiet on this question.
You could give us your donkey impression.
We can be honest, the best version of the Shrek franchise is Shrek on VHS. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we'll go to Mark first.
He's making waffles.
That is correct. And Antonio?
Waffles.
Making waffles is correct. All right. Your penultimate question is in the category of James Bond. What was the only film to feature George Lazenby as the title character? James Bond. James Bond. This franchise is just not my thing. It's not my thing. Although some of the later ones they're fine. Some of these are like okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Antonio.
Is it On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
That is correct. And Mark?
Total Makuga, On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That is correct. 7-4 as we get into your final question, which is in the category of Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away. In A New Hope, what are the names of the large creatures that the Tusken Raiders ride? Star Wars. I think it was Star Wars. Oh, man. Rise of Skywalker, just mere months away. Will it be good? Who knows? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. You will start with Mark.
Are they Rancors?
As incorrect, you go to Antonio.
Panthers?
That is correct for the big point.
Right.
And at the end of round number 1, Mark holds the lead with 7 to Antonio's 5. But I think it happens as we get into round number 2, which is the wheel round. And it works like this. You're each going to get a chance to spin from the lovely wheel from wheeldecide.com. If you like the category you land on, you are going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can alter multiple choice, but it devalues the point down to being worth 1. Any questions as we get into round number 2? Your categories on the wheel tonight are MCU, Worlds of DC, Wizarding World, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, DreamWorks Animation, and Star Trek. Mark, you're in lead. You can go first if you would like, or defer to Antonio.
I'll defer.
All right, so Antonio, your spin at the wheel is away, and it lands on the category of DC. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
Spin again.
All right, you're stuck with whatever you land on this time, and it lands on the category of opponent's choice.
Ooh, lucky me. Get that. Yeah, thank you for that.
No problem.
Dun 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 dun.
Once again, MCU, World of DC, Wizarding World, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, DreamWorks, and Star Trek.
Let's give him DC.
All right, DC it is. And Antonio, your second round questions in the category of DC. First question. What song does Mr. Freeze conduct his men to sing in Batman and Robin?
I can sing it. I just don't know the freaking title. Mr. White Christmas.
That is incorrect. Mark the chance for a 2-point steal.
Oh, well, if that's not the name, what is the name of this song? He's Mr. White Christmas. He's Mr. Snow. He's Mr.
5, 4, 3.
Mr. White Christmas Ballad.
Looking for Snow Miser.
No.
Snow Miser.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, Antonio, your second question in DC. What was the first theatrically released film based on a DC property?
Batman the movie.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, your third question in DC. Who plays Lex Luthor in Superman Returns?
Kevin Spacey.
That is correct for 2 points, unfortunately. Your fourth question in DC. What former superhero is behind the murder of the comedian in Watchmen?
Ozymandias.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in DC. Sam Mendes directed what DC film?
Multiple choice.
The options are A, Road to Perdition, B, A History of Violence, C, Red, or D, Watchmen.
Road to Perdition.
That is correct for 1 point. And at the end of Antonio's turn, he gets himself up to 12. But now we bring back the wheel. Mark, you're going to get a chance to spin now. DC being off the wheel, and your spin is away. And it lands on the category of Star Wars. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
This is a gamble, but spin again.
All right. And you are stuck with the category of Wizarding World.
All right.
All right. Wizarding World. Your first question in the round 2 category of Wizarding World. How many extra points did Dumbledore give Gryffindor at the end of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
All together?
Yes.
Ooh. I don't want to mix it up. Multiple choice.
Your options are A, 150, B, 160, C, 170, or D, 180.
160.
That is incorrect, and showing you the chance for a 1 point steal. Need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2.
150.
That is incorrect. Looking for 170. 170.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Your second question in Wizarding World. What is the name of the potion that regrows bones in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Skelegro.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question in Wizarding World. What country was Ron's brother Charlie studying dragons in?
Romania.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question in Wizarding World. What position do Fred and George play in Quidditch?
They are beaters.
That is correct for 2 points. And your last question in the Wizarding World. Who is the defense against the Dark Arts Professor in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix?
Well, for the students, certain students, it's one person, and then it's officially Dolores Umbridge.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, so at the end of round number 2, Mark holds the lead 15-12, but anything can happen as we get into round number 3, which is the betting round, and it works like this. You're each going to get the category given to you, and you're going to tell us how many points you'd like to bet between 0 and 2 points. If you get the question right, you will gain those points. If you get the question wrong, you will lose those points. We go until someone is mathematically eliminated or the score reaches 0. Any questions as we get into round number 3?
Nope.
All right, then your first category that you can bet points on is Star Wars. How many points would you like to bet on Star Wars? It's been a tight match so far, as one Andy Samberg would say. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get bets starting with Mark.
1 point.
All right, and Antonio.
I gotta go for it too.
All right, your question is Star Wars. In Revenge of the Sith, what is the first thing that Vader asks Palpatine about after being put in his signature suit? Close game, both going to the board, both pretty confident. And get answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Antonio.
Where is Padme?
That is correct for 2 points. And Mark.
Where's Padme?
That is correct for 1 point. All right. It is 16-14, a 2-point game as we get to your next question, which is in the category of Wizarding World. How many points would you like to bet on Wizarding World?
Oh, 2.
Okay. Mark is going 2. Antonio, where are you going?
2.
Both going 2. All right. Your question in Wizarding World. In Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, when we first see Tina, what is she eating? Heard this question when Tim was testing the match, and I was like, what the hell? And he goes, how many times have you seen the movie? I said, twice. And he goes, fair enough. If you've seen it more, you would know this. I'm like, fair enough. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we'll start with Mark.
Well, also, it's America. She's eating a hot dog.
That is correct for 2 points. San Antonio.
Damn it, chocolate frog.
Is incorrect. All right. It is now 18-12 as we get into the third question, which is in the category of Worlds of DC. How many points would you like to bet on Worlds of DC?
2.
All right, both going 2. All right. Your question in Worlds of DC. In Man of Steel, what does Zod say repeatedly to Lara as he is being imprisoned? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Antonio on this one.
From an overacting Michael Shannon, I will find him.
That's correct for 2 points. And Mark.
By overacting, you mean perfect. I will find him.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. 20-14, I believe is the score. Yes, it is. I can read my Roman numerals correctly. All right. And that brings us to your penultimate question of the round, which is in the category of MCU. How many points would you like to bet on the MCU? All right.
2 points.
2 for Mark. How many did you bet, Antonio? Sorry?
2, sorry.
Okay. Cool. Your question in the MCU. What was the reasoning young Peter got into a fight with the kids at school in Guardians of the Galaxy? Tense match. A 6-point game with an 8-point swing. Both bet 2. Big things are about to happen. We'll go 5, 4.
Repeat.
3. All right, that is Antonio's first repeat. What was the reasoning young Peter got into a fight with the kids at his school in Guardians of the Galaxy? This one could be coming down to the wire. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Mark first.
They were messing with an animal. I believe it was a frog.
And Antonio.
Oh, wow. That was because his mom had cancer.
And your winner, Mark the Maniac Camire. It was that they killed a frog at school. Bullying a poor frog even got the animal. That was an intense game from both of them. Wow, what a match. All right. Final score of 22-12. A strong game from both. We'll go ahead and some post-match interviews, starting with our winner today, Mark Camire. You have pulled off your first win here in Fandom. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel like the Flash, because that match seemed to come and go like that. But that's what happens when you have two worthy competitors knowing what they know, knowing their stuff, and laying it all out there without having to, hesitate or anything. And I didn't hesitate. I knew my stuff. I came to show you what I know, and here we are.
Absolutely an incredible game. Strong round 1. And a perfect round 3. You didn't miss one once we got into round 3, so that's impressive. With this win, is there anyone you're looking forward to playing now that you want to know?
Well, you tell me, Koho. You know who I'm after. Eventually, I'll get there. I'm not talking about you, but someone close to you. But I'm not gonna jump the gun just yet. I'm just gonna say, line them up, whoever comes next, and I'll be sure to knock them down, just as I did today.
All right. Well, congratulations on your win. We'll go over to our unfortunate loser today, Antonio. You played a game that in any other match would have won you the game. A really strong performance for your debut. How do you feel?
Well, hey, listen, Mark's a hell of a competitor. So if I had to lose, it's just someone who actually knows his stuff. But I know that I could have played better. I feel too great. I feel like I should have done better.
5 for 10 in round 1. Not the worst round 1. A pretty solid one considering that Fandom's much broader than regular Core Geek. And you worked your way through it. You had a really strong performance. You didn't want DC, but you got DC, and you just crushed it. You worked your way through that really well. Maneuvered, one Robert Parker might say. And then round 3, it just came down to that. It came down to that last question in the MCU. But just not a bad performance by any means. Is there anyone you want to play, even though you're 0-1? Is there anyone you're looking to get that first win against?
Not particularly. I don't like to call out people. Whoever wants to, I feel like I'm a challenge. Whoever wants the challenge, just come. I still want to get. I want to actually start. I actually want to face someone that I've never faced before. So that'd be something interesting. Like I played Mark before, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. That's why I knew I was like, all right, it's gonna be tough. But something new, someone fresh, someone I have no idea what the hell their strengths are, and I just want to get back up on the winning streak, man. This is too much.
Absolutely. Well, you've shown that you're one of the best players in Fandom yet to get that W, but between your singles and teams match, and I'm sure it's just a matter of time. We will get you back in here. You're going to get that chance. But that's going to do it from us. So that has been Mark. That has been Antonio. I have been Kaleb, and this has been Fandom Fights. We'll see you guys real soon with another great Fandom match.